When he was drunk, he confessed that he found me repulsive. My husband of 2 years, together for 5, and I were invited to my sister-in-law's birthday. We were having drinks and my husband was getting drunk. He doesn't usually drink, so he gets drunk easily. I love him when he's a little bit groggy because he's very shy otherwise and he let loose a little. My sister-in-law, husband's sister, calls herself incurably single, and she often laments about not meeting the one. She's very picky and she's always pointing out the flaws of her dates. Well, she was doing that, and after complaining about her latest hookup, my husband interrupted her. He knew the guy in question, apparently, and he disagreed with how she, the sister, perceived the guy. They were sparring for a little, and everyone was laughing because my sister-in-law is a very funny lady, and so is my husband. Finally, my husband told her that she was very high maintenance and always concentrated on the negative things. He then said, to take him for example, he found me repulsive the first night we spent together, but he stuck it out and was determined to know me more instead of throwing me away because he's an adult now and needed to start acting like one. And now look at me. I'm the happiest man on earth. My sister-in-law laughed and told him that's not how she worked. I thought what he said was horrible, the most horrible thing anybody has ever said about me, and yet nobody who was listening seemed to react at all. Like it was a totally normal thing to say, so I just said that I didn't know that's how he felt about me. I remember him going away on a trip the day after we slept together for the first time, and he wasn't available for 3 weeks. I started pondering, was he actually away, or did he just try to ghost me? On our way home, I asked him if he really went on that trip, and he smiled guilty and said, no, his plan was actually to not see me again, but there was something strong that made him contact me again, and that he was lucky he did because I turned out to be the love of his life. He was starting to fidget in his seat and asked if something was wrong, and asked, surely you're not hurt by what I said. I told him that it was the most appalling thing that I've ever heard. And to hear it coming from him, I haven't spoken to him since Saturday. I don't know if I want him anymore. We have a son together, 18 months, and a dog. I don't want to hurt our son. I'm trying to keep it together, but I just feel so numb. Will time heal something like this, or am I lying to myself? He says he's sorry, and he even cried when he saw me crying. And I only saw him crying once before when his dad passed away. I mean, yeah, I would feel the same way, girl. That's an insane, diabolical, maniacal thing to say. And in front of everyone as well. Makes it 20 times worse. I mean, I feel like you could definitely go to therapy about this, but then at the same time, it's like, are you always going to be thinking about the fact that you repulsed him? Like, he had to use that word. He thought that that was fine. That's crazy. He thought it was fine to say that you repulsed him. Like, what does that even mean? That he thought that you were, like, disgusting and ugly? I would, no. No. But, like, you have a kid, so it's like if it was just, I was just dating this guy, I'd be like, probably goodbye. Most likely goodbye. It's definitely easier said than done, though. But, like, with a kid, I feel like it's worth it to at least try. If that's really the only thing that's, like, bad that's truly happened. But, like, I can't imagine that he doesn't say terrible things to you all the time if he thinks that that's, like, a normal, cool, calm thing to say. Someone commented, I think it will help you before you give him the silent treatment forever to find out what exactly was he was repulsed by. Then he can explain the hows and whys so you can try to understand if he truly meant you weren't my usual type and just used the wrong words because he wasn't exactly in his right mind. Or if he was actually repulsed. That part would eat me alive. I'm so sorry you have to go through this because you were obviously happy until that moment. Good luck. OP said, he told me. I made him tell me what he thought was repulsive, and he said he thought the sex was repulsive. At the time, he thought it was the worst he ever had. One of the reasons was that I was too wet and sounded weird. He kept saying that's not what he thought now. Too wet. Okay, first of all, I fear that any straight man would be attracted by that. And that's crazy. That's crazy. I fear you just don't like Cucciana. I fear you just really maybe don't like coochie. Maybe you're on the other team, or maybe you, what's that saying? Maybe you play for the other team. I don't know. Or maybe, yeah, that's really, which obviously, like, go off, King, but too wet and sounded weird is crazy. Yikes. Okay, there's an update. I don't know if this suffices as an update. I'm thankful for your support. I actually thought when I would write here, people would hate me and be against me because I'm moving too fast and throwing my marriage away too easily. You can't imagine how happy I am that many of you literally could put themselves in my shoes and see the hurt. Believe me, I know myself and I know my heart. This is neither fast nor impulsive. There's no coming back for me. Maybe it's my pride, and I know pride is a sin for many people, but for me, it was something that broke inside of me. And suddenly, I never want to be around my husband anymore. How could a marriage work when I can't even look at my significant other, and the very thought of him ever making love to me again makes me want to throw up? And the fact that he thought it was okay to announce to a room full of people, some of them not even his friends or family, that he thought me repulsive. How was that okay? Him sitting there trying to convince his sister that sometimes you have to give lesser people a chance because they could turn out to be the love of their life. I have a totally different view on our marriage. I never thought him to be too good to be with me, and vice versa. We've always been on the same level in my mind, equals. He's moved out now. Our son is too little for shared custody, so he's staying with me until he's older. I don't know the details yet because I have an appointment with my lawyer on Monday. Right now, I just want to mourn. I feel like he should have told me what he felt and let me decide if I wanted to continue. Our marriage was built on a lie, and that he lured me in under false pretenses. I've spoken to my parents, brother, and his family, and they all support me. I'm lucky to have this love in my life. Or just don't ever say that. Like, just don't ever admit to that. I mean, that's just wild that he thought that was okay to admit. What? The top comment says, too wet? That's what was repulsive? Sir, I wish you the driest vaginas from now on. And then someone said, my husband feels the same way. If I ever got too wet, it turned him off and he'd go flaccid. And that was it. I spent 18 years tamping down my desire to keep him happy. Tamping? What does that mean? After that, the way that I'm interpreting that as like she put tampons in so that she wouldn't be wet. Am I totally interpreting that wrong? And that just means something so not what I'm thinking. After that, he unilaterally cut off all intimacy and sex, told me sex is for teenagers, and if I insisted on having it, it would not be with him. New boyfriend was absolutely ecstatic at his luck of finding a wop. Shrug, welcome to my username. I never knew sex could be like that. Don't be me, kids. I'm actually dead. Someone said, I don't know much about men, but it's my understanding that men love it when women have wet vaginas. So WTF is with this guy. And someone said, in some African cultures where FGM, I don't know what that is. Oh, okay. Where FGM is practiced and sexual enjoyment is looked down upon for women, a dry vagina is seen as sexy. Women even buy gels to dry their vagina. Oh my God. Okay. I'm fucking scared of that. I'm actually terrified of that. Oh my God. Not female genital mutilation. Well, girl, I'm so glad that you got out of that. And I'm so glad that you found someone that actually appreciates you. Thank freaking God. Love you guys. Thanks for watching. Please like, comment, and subscribe.